everybody. Special episode of Time in the Outdoors for the drone ice conditions out here on Lake Winnebago and Lake Payne. We're going to have a total of 5 flights today out on Lake Winnebago. It is currently Wednesday. I hope to have this up tonight for everyone to watch. The flights are at the following locations. We started down at the south part of the lake, just north of the city of Fond du Lac off Cemetery Road. They have a beautiful tree line out there, and it looks like a bridge as well. You'll see that in the footage in just a little bit. Next, after that, we went up to Wendt on the lake at that access point right there. There is also another access just to the north of there at the Black Wolf County launch. Not sure if you can drive a car off of there, so check that out first, but Wendt looked in great shape. The next location where we flew out of was off of Merritt Street or Merritt Avenue up there in the city of Oshkosh. Followed up by Payne's Point Hook and Spear, that is just north of the city of Oshkosh, south of the city of Neenah. And we're going to follow up in the city of Neenah at Rec Park. So that's up towards where the Fox River empties out of Lake Winnebago, and its journey north. Yes, that sounds weird. And its journey north up to Green Bay. So lots of flights today on Lake Winnebago. I basically got the entire west shore of the lake covered for you guys. It looks like good ice conditions. Hey, throw some money off to these clubs. They are the ones providing the access for you guys. You know, if you can't afford to do that, I totally understand. You know, just thank a club member when you get the chance. It's their support that's needed right now. This is when they make their money, so you guys can get out on the lake and do what you do. Now, on Lake Winnebago, I'm going to get one flight on that south shore over by Nofke's. That's all the time I've got before I run out of daylight. Then I got to get home and edit all this. This has taken a very, very long time to do today because there's a lot of travel time and a lot of other things. So I wish everyone the best of luck out sturgeon spearing. If you do get a fish, hey, do me a favor. Email me a picture of that fish. I would really like it. My email address is in the show notes. It's timeintheoutdoors@gmail.com. I want to see these fish. I will post them on next week's episode, and we'll start looking at some beautiful sturgeon that are harvested this year. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your sturgeon spearing season. This is such a unique Wisconsin thing. I love doing this for you guys. All right, let's get on with those drone ice reports after our normal safety brief. When you are crossing the bridges, this is what the Otter Street Fishing Club recommends. Remove your seatbelts, unlock your doors, and crack your windows. Proceed slowly, one vehicle at a time. They highly recommend and demand only one vehicle on the bridge at a time. So be patient and wait for someone to get across. And remember to donate to the clubs. Now here over at the Payne's Point, they're telling us about the tree markers out there. So every 1/10 of a mile on the main roads, there is going to be a tree. The trees are always tipped towards the closest shoreline or the landing that the trees were put out from. So if you see a tree laying flat on the ice, danger, stay away from that area. Multiple trees mean mile markers. 2 trees equals 1 mile. 3 trees equals 2 miles. So subtract 1 from the number of trees that are out to give you the miles. Bridges by that club are generally marked by a minimum of 2 trees. Again, they recommend going slow, 1 vehicle at a time on the bridges. Editing is going a little slower than I wanted tonight, so we're actually going to be putting this video out tomorrow on the 12th on Thursday, hopefully right around noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in that range. This is off of Cemetery Road. The Friendship Fishing Club has their bridge out. They also have a donation box at the launch, like most of these places do. Throw some money in there if you can afford it. Now, keep in mind, everybody, these are approximate directions. I did not actually go out on the ice. So check those local conditions for yourself before you get out there. Things can change very rapidly, especially this time of the year. That's the east shore of Lake Winnebago off in the distance. Remember, I am flying from the west shore, so I'm looking east. We're going to be looking down towards the south here in just a moment, towards the city of Fond du Lac. And now on the right side of the screen coming into view, that is the west shore of Lake Winnebago that you see there. Good crack running north-south approximately there that you can see. And It looks like really good conditions out on the ice. There isn't a lot of snow, so that should mean generally good travel. Be very cautious around the cracks that you guys see out there. That's where I'm seeing where it looks a little dicey. So if you see a crack line, which should be very pronounced right now, use some caution. That in the distance were those islands up at Wendt. Now we are at Wendt on the lake. If you need directions to any of these places, I do have Google Map directions linked in the show notes. Here we are at about 200 feet again, looking to the north. These are the islands off of Wendt. Some roads plowed out there. We also have some bridges. Normally they're out in this area, and they were again. It looks like the bridge is going to be just a little bit, yep, right coming into the middle of the screen right there. We can see those two come together. Remember, I have to follow all FAA flight rules when I'm out there flying. Some of the people that I've seen flying recently are probably extending the line of sight a little more than they should. So if you're one of those guys, just make sure you're following all the FAA rules when you're out here flying your drone. That's the south shore of Winnebago that we just got done seeing. This is the west shore that we're looking at right now. We're just about looking to the west again. And that road coming down is the road that Wendt on the Lake is located off of. So if you want to throw a little money Wendt's direction, they would appreciate it. And the gas station and all the local businesses that you see when you're out there, they depend on you to stay afloat and stay alive. Through the magic of editing, we are now over at Merritt Avenue. This is in fast forward. So that is not the speed you should be taking a bridge at. You should be going very, very slow, like I showed in the directions in the safety thing. So let's get out here to our flight location in just a moment off of Merritt Avenue so we can see what it looks like. There we are looking north as normal. Again, this altitude was a little bit lower at about 150 feet. This is an area I do have to get usually authorization to fly out of due to the proximity of the airport. Look at that beautiful road that they got maintained out there. If you can, again, throw some money or thank a club member if you can't afford to give them any money for maintaining these access points. A lot of shacks off in the distance down there that's looking to the south at the moment, and that is the west shore of Lake Winnebago coming in. I believe that is the waters with that big flag there. Someone told me the other day, and I promptly forgot the name of it, and I'm not taking the time to look it up right now. When I was there yesterday, there are two vehicle bridges and also ATV bridges out at Merritt Avenue. Now we're going to be flipping over here in just a moment. We're going to be at the Payne's Point Hook and Spear Club. Now they have, like normal, they're going to be putting their tent out on the ice, I believe, and you can go over there and have a good time and enjoy a beverage of your choice. There is where the three roads split out, so you can go to the kind of angle towards the north. You can head straight across over towards the Bobber Bar over there. And also, it looks like you can hook to the south if you're looking at that split in the fork in the road, as we say. That is, again, the east shore of Lake Winnebago off in the distance. Way, way, way down there would be to the south. That is Garlic Island that you see off in the distance out there. It's the second island that you see. That is the west shore of Lake Winnebago. Normal crack lines out in this area that we see every year. Like I said earlier, watch those crack lines. If you're getting by a crack line, start using some caution. Maybe go out there and take a walk before you drive your vehicle out that way. I want everyone to stay on the right side of the ice. You know, no ice is 100% safe. I would let people know which launch you're going out of. You know, going to be a lot of people on the ice out there, but it still doesn't mean we want to get those first responders involved to go save you. Now, this is over at Rhett Park over in the city of Neenah. I like that shot of the drone taking off, and we're going to fly out here and get a look at the north side of the lake. Hey, for everyone that fly or fishes out of the east side of Lake Winnebago, I'm sorry I didn't get any flights over there. I do live on the west side of the lake. It does take a lot of effort for me to get over to that side. If you look off to the north, normal open water close to the mouth. So do not go hook, you know, really far to the north when you go out of Rec Park. You could end up in some trouble. Crack line running north, south there, south out there. It doesn't look like anyone is crossing that crack line from what I see from the drone here. Kind of connects that point, and then it goes to the north from there.
When you're looking at the shoreline here, we don't get as good of a view of the lake, but at least you get to see some of the what it looks like on the north end of the lake from this area to fly from. Was really, really pretty over here. Unfortunately, due to the time of day and the length of travel to get over to Lake Poygan, I was not able to get over to Lake Poygan to do any flights over there. But last time I checked, Poygan was sitting and setting up very, very good. But always, 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 no matter where you're going out, check those local conditions. It's time for a gentle flight, everyone. Send me those pictures of your sturgeon spearing adventures and success, or just group shots. I really want to get those out there. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for being part of this.